I see Jace Richardson. It's like, man, my son is at the school I played at. The games matter a little bit more now.
Basketball just makes me happy, and I wish I could play the game forever and just keep getting better at it.
With basketball, no matter how good or bad you play, there's something that you can work on. And I just love the process. I love the journey every single day.
Richardson, Jace Richardson, Jason Richardson, son, the Michigan State legend. He's putting up better numbers than his dad did at Michigan State as a freshman. Will he become as good as his dad? The jury's out on that one.
JR was, when he was here, he just fit in so well. He came in with a really good team, and he did nothing but add to it.
He's capable of getting you.
He was known for that 360.
My goodness, did you see that? Jason, tell me his innocent son.
Jason got style points. He really got style points.
7-0. Cleaves to Jason Richardson. There is no point on that board that Richardson can't reach.
You can have great skill and not hit the excellent level that he did if you don't love it. Coach Izzo talks about that. Do you like it or do you love it? Do you live it? I think he lived it.
It's always special, seeing the, Michigan State fans, and they remember what you did. And I think those 2 years I was here, short 2 years, people remember me getting better and leaving a legacy of, this guy really cared. He played hard every time he stepped on the floor.
He worked, he worked on his game and made himself an elite player and had an incredible, 2 Final Fours and a national championship here.
Michigan State, the national champions. They did it.
I don't think there's a coach, I don't think there's anybody that can take credit for that except him.
25 years later.
It's still surreal, man. Every time I turn on TV, I'm watching Michigan State basketball. I see Jace Richardson. It's like, man, my son is at the school I played at. Who's the worst shooter in the house now? My wife could shoot. My younger son has started to shoot the ball. It's just good seeing, him shooting the ball, all the hard work he put in to become a basketball player, to get to this level, to be able to compete at this level.
When I first got hired, the rumble and the chatter was you have to go down and see 2 kids from Baltimore. But Derik was the one that we had to go down and see.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore is very tough, like where I'm from. You have to be very cautious. My mom wanted me to come home as soon as the street lights come on. I started playing basketball like 6, 7 years old. 3rd, 4th grade is when I found the love of basketball. In 7th grade, I was getting better and better, and I was just better than everyone. I started at St. Francis Academy for 1 year. I was 16 when I went to Mount Verde in Orlando, Florida. Me going to Mount Verde, I was going to play against better people. The competition was going to be better. Winning coach and a coach that like been around NBA players.
It was the end of his sophomore year, and I remember kind of looking at him and being like, this kid's like a big teddy bear. Like, is he really what everyone talked up to him to be? When you're going after such a good player, you got to make sure that he's the right fit, that bringing him home is the right thing to do. So for us, getting to know him, for him to know us was really more important than the sell to stay home.
They made me a priority when they came down, like the first week when he first got the job. Got a few offers in 10th grade, but 11th and 12th grade is really when schools started to like offer me a lot. After my birthday, when I came up here after a game, and then I said I wanted to come to Maryland, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I waited until like February, 2 months later.
I think there's something great about staying home and playing, but there's also a definite learning curve about how many tickets you're going to give out, how often you're going to go home. There's a time management issue that when you have this many people around.
I feel like they tell a lot about Derik's character. Having a lot of highly touted schools and him just staying home and sticking with like where he's from and just putting on for his home crowd, and I feel like that's big.
I always had a really good feeling that he was going to come to Maryland. He always gave that vibe that he wanted to come home, wanted to play in front of his friends and family. He wanted to kind of make a really big impact, not only the university, but the state.
Ever since Nick and I were little, we always played together. I think that kind of grew our bond together in basketball and as brothers.
My family is super competitive. I have two brothers. Obviously tough being the younger brother. They were always super hard on me, you know, they're always taking my food at dinner.
I think little brother life has definitely impacted him in a number of ways. Growing up, not losing, but just kind of getting beat up a little bit by both me and Jimmy, I think that just made him stronger and made him tougher.
I think I model my game after my brothers. I kind of was shorter in middle school to high school. I started watching Dom, who's a little shorter for like his position, and he's just like throwing him up there. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try it. Started working, so yeah, I stuck with it.
He previously committed to Elon. When their coach left, he decided to look at other options, and Northwestern was his only, I would say, high major school that was truly interested in him.
The journey started when he was in about 9 years old, when he was a camper at my basketball camp. You know, him and his brother Dom. As soon as we saw that he was going to be available and had opened up his recruitment, you know, for me, it was a no-brainer.
The drop off, the spin, and the finish.
He plays in the mid-range, and he's very effective in that mid-range. He's found a way his whole life, even in high school, where he gets a lot done. He can get fouled, he can score. He just has a knack for putting the ball in the basket, but it's a little bit unconventional. I think probably in recruiting, people looked at him like, how is that going to translate to the Big Ten level? And, you know, I just felt the opposite. You know, I just saw someone that always found a way to get it done.
This has always been his game. If you talk to any of our friends in high school, they're like, same old Nick. Everything he does it in his own way, and I think that's part of being the youngest brother of three.
I have such an amazing support system. I'm unbelievably grateful for that. And that's part of the reason I wanted to stay around, because I hang out with my family all the time. More than 99% of college students, you know, I'm home all the time. And I love it. It's just an amazing opportunity being here in front of all the people that I grew up with.
Coach Willard wearing a big hat was pretty funny because his head didn't fit in a big hat.
Derik, he's the one that put the hat on me. This is the picture I want for my commitment. I said, absolutely, absolutely, you can put anything on me as long as you commit.
Derik definitely is one of the only person that can get Coach to laugh. You know, puts a smile on his face a lot.
He can bust with the best of them, and he really knows how to do it. To kind of get on you in a way that most college kids don't understand.
Derik was kind of like the hometown kid, and he's just more comfortable at home. He was going home a lot, but we kind of got on him. staying here and just working on his craft and just staying locked in was a big thing for him. And he started doing that, and that's when he started going crazy.
There's a lot of pressure when you bring in McDonald's All-American, the local kid, the pressure to make sure that he succeeds.
Here's the young freshman, Queen to the basket. Big time maneuver.
Most young kids play checkers when they're in college, which is as fast as you go, jump around, and Derik plays chess. He sees the game at a very slow rate. While the game's going fast, Derik just has an unbelievable feel for the game.
Derik Queen just ripping right down that seam. Queen can hurt you inside, and now he's hurting you from the outside.
He's an old soul in a young man's body. It's very rare.
The big fella has shown off pretty much every facet of his skill today.
I was always the tallest, but never the fastest. I don't jump as high as people, so I have to look at the game in a different view.
Queen on the offensive glass.
Basketball just makes me happy, and I wish I can play the game forever and just keep getting better at it.
They put the cameras on him right here. 21st game. They ain't doing it like that.
What I've really enjoyed is the relationship I have with Derik has been something like, hey, let's get this done for Derik Queen and let's get this done for the University of Maryland. He obviously wants to make it to the NBA, but he also wants to do it in conjunction with helping the University of Maryland. And I think that's what's made us really a good partnership.
For me, I think it's just no pressure. A lot of people are going to try to equate everything I do to my dad. So just going out there and playing, having fun, and doing my job, I can make my own path for myself.
Jace is, he's a little different than his dad. More athletic than I think people think.
Here comes Richardson up, and it's in!
Very, very, very high basketball IQ.
Spartans recovered on the break, a slam dunk by Booker.
I'm an in-your-face, scream, yell, gonna dunk, go play hard. He's more of a finesse guy.
Richardson for three from the side. He got it!
That's a beautiful three.
Drives the basket off the glass, and it's in. He's got two.
Jackie, his mother, was a player and coached him. I mean, she did a lot of the coaching because JR was playing in this and that.
She was a hard coach. She was amazing. I mean, she really taught me how to be a point guard and how to play the game of basketball.
What she taught them through the ranks going up is what the product you're seeing right now with Jace.
Jesse, you don't know about this. This is real West Coast music. I go on and on. Can't. Denver, I think I'm the closest player here that's from the West Coast. We're not counting Utah. We are not counting Utah.
He is a happy-go-lucky guy. He is a very effervescent guy.
MJ seen the game last night. You seen the game last night. Go Tulane.
He just can bring light to a room.
Goes back to Richardson, wide open for three. He got it!
He always played with this passion about basketball that you could tell he loves it, but now he understands that basketball can be taken away from him.
I had a tough experience in high school. I had a surgery that could have practically ended my whole basketball career. Going into the summer of my junior year, I found out that I had an OCD lesion, which technically is a hole in my femur.
The biggest part was we found out literally 3 games before the state championship game where the doctor is telling us you need to shut him down. His knee is about to give out.
I had to relearn everything. I learned how to walk, jog, run. Mentally, it was challenging. There's a lot of nights where I was just crying because I didn't think I was going to be able to play basketball. The experience just taught me just to have fun at every level of life. Don't take any moment for granted and enjoy it while you can.
Cooper knocks it away, and in transition, a slam dunk by Richardson.
The way I want to force my own path, I want to be known as one of the best players to play here and just make my mark and then try to help my team in any way I can.
He just is concerned about doing everything the right way and getting better. People are looking at him as Jason's son right now. They're looking at how good can Jace Richardson be?
I think coming here, the expectation of him being me. And as you can see, we're totally different players. I tell everybody, he's way above where I was at. Yes, he's living in a legacy of me, but he also created his own.
Back it up a little bit, off the dribble. There's no like specific drills that I do just to like target a floater. You gotta just shoot it.
Martinelli spins baseline on Humberhouse to the rim for two. He just is so comfortable with uncomfortable situations.
You can't have any constants, you gotta just throw it up there. Making sure you're shooting it, full speed. A lot of times, like, if you're doing drills at half speed, your touch isn't gonna be the same. So, yeah, that's definitely important for having a good floater. Sometimes you gotta just pop your feet, shoot a little floater.
That's Nick Martinelli's floater right there. That's a difficult shot that he makes look easy.
That is a very hard shot because a lot of times it's on the run, it's on the move. And because he's lefty too, I think it makes it even more unique.
It's just like a mix between like kind of a floater and a push shot. Coach loves to call it the flipper because he knows I don't like it.
Martinelli will float it up. Did he call glass that time?
A flipper doodle off one foot off the glass. He'll take it.
Describing Nick as a player, really I only have one word that comes to mind, and I kind of think of like unique. I can't really compare it to anybody else if I'm being honest.
It's hard to compare him to a lot of players because today the analytics of the game tells you that you shouldn't do the things that Nick does well.
A lot of times it doesn't look pretty. It's not flashy, but I just want to win as many games as possible, and at the end of the day, that's more satisfying for me than a highlight clip.
Last year, he primarily was our sixth man for most of the year, and then Ty Berry, went down with a serious knee injury that knocked him out for the rest of the year, and Nick became a starter. We had a late season game at Maryland. In a game we still really needed to get some wins to assure our tournament berth.
Bowie tucked in a tight pass. Oh, what a play by Martinelli on the baseline.
Nick went for 27 points that night. Even though he showed flashes of kind of being that guy in spurts, to do that in that venue, on the road, in a game that meant so much to our season, kind of showed this guy's got a chance to be really good going forward.
A quad one win for the Wildcats, 68-61. Nick Martinelli with a career-high 27 points.
I just love the process. I love the journey. Getting to work at it, the process, failing, overcoming failures is something that I'm super grateful for.
And a pleasant good morning to everybody around the great state of Michigan, and welcome to Evanston, Illinois. What is important is to simply take care of your own business, and if you do that, everything else will simply take care of itself, and it won't matter. The guy that's really made just a major jump from a year ago is Nick Martinelli. Right now, he's averaging 19.4 a game.
Chris Collins always talks about the importance of winning the first 5 minutes of the game. That helps set the tone for the rest of the ball game. But they've got to get superb play tonight out of their entire team.
Baseline jumper is good with the left hand.
This is always a very physical game when these two teams meet.
Roger on the left, feeds it back. Martinelli leans in, jumper good. Nick Martinelli's got the hot hand. Richardson weaves his way to the front court, leaves it. Reagans for three. It's good. Ellie on the right wing against Carr. He'll try a three. That was good. Cats answer with a triple. There's a feed. Richardson driving, shooting. Out the basket and one for Jace Richardson, son of former Spartan Jason Richardson, a freshman from Denver.
No sloppy passes, no turnovers, move the ball, keep the ball moving, they're going to deny. If it goes inside, they're swarming. Kick it out and move it.
It is a 1-point Michigan State lead, 17-16. The Cats are holding their own.
Over to Aikens, wide open for a three ball. Yeah! On the shot clock. Skip pass. Fiddler, head fake, jump shot, baseline, good. Wildcats started fast, but things have changed a little bit. Kohler has it. He's triple teamed, gives it to Frankie, slams on.
Wildcats on the wrong end of another run.
I've never been in an avalanche, but we've seen one here in the first half in this Michigan State offense.
Down Richardson, wide open for three, coming off a pick. He got it. The guy is just a true shooter.
Now the Cats have to try to get something going here. Time keeps on slipping.
Steps through a double team, leads it, fires, and one.
Martinelli is the only thing going offensively for the Cats here. But at this juncture in the game, when you're trying to get back in it, you just can't trade baskets. Every time the Cats seem to have an answer, Michigan State responds.
Now to Richardson, down the lane, reverse up, and in.
Michigan State needed a basket. You think you're going to rely on the upperclassmen if it wasn't the freshman Richardson.
MSU stays perfect as Michigan State goes to 5-0 in conference play.
Did a hell of a job. I mean, a hell of a job. There was times in that first half we played as good as any team in the country. Okay? Somehow we got to capture that. You can't have these ups and downs a little bit. Is that fair? And let's really get the hell out of here as quick as we can. Get home.
Hey, we got 2 more Big Ten games at the crib.
Hey, Jaden, congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, love y'all boys. Winning fun. Let's keep it going. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Family!
You play in tough territory like this. I mean, any road win feels like it's two big wins. So just be able to get one on the road and be 5-0 in the Big Ten is amazing. On the Penn State, just got to take a game at a time and keep stacking days.